My toxic trait is that I watch so much HGTV, I think that I can renovate my entire house by myself. But we're gonna start with a simple DIY project. The inspo is this beautiful statement wall. I love the wainscoting, and I originally wanted to do black, but my son convinced me to pick a color. My husband has no idea I'm doing this, so that's why me and the kids are here by ourselves, lying that we're shopping for Christmas decor. I ordered the wainscoting, the lights, and the frames off of Amazon, but Lowe's is where I got my paint supplies, and the liquid nails. My Lowe's hack is I check the app for all the locations and bin numbers, so when I get there, I am not overwhelmed. I got my prints at Walgreens, and then I headed home, but make sure you follow for part 2 to see how it turned out. Welcome back to part 2 of my DIY project. This is the accent wall that I think could just use some depth and love, as it is just surrounded by so much white walls. In my vision, I wanted 3 16 by 20 frames, but it was just way too crowded, and I also didn't like how little the museum lighting was, so thank goodness for Amazon overnight delivery. I went ahead and ordered a 16-inch light. I also went ahead and double checked my math before doing my outline. There is so much math that goes into correct wainscoting placement. I could literally do a whole separate video on that. If you're interested, please let me know. I was really delusional thinking that I could do this outline with just a handheld leveler and a measuring tape. Quickly found out that that was not the case, so I had to go back on Amazon and overnight a laser leveler. Please, 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 please invest in one. You will need it for this project. So I knew that I really couldn't do anything else for the rest of the night, so I went ahead and taped off the wall and put the photos in the frame so that way tomorrow, once the items got in, I could hit it hard. Morning of day 2, the items got in around 5 in the morning. So now that I had everything I needed, I got straight to it, and I did my borders with painter's tape and some pencil marks. I knew I was going to paint over it, so I wasn't too concerned about making marks on the wall. After mapping out the wall exactly how I wanted it, came the exciting part of finally being able to put up the wainscoting. Or so I thought, because after reading the instructions on the liquid nails, I forgot to get a caulking gun because I'm literally just a girl. I could not Amazon overnight my way out of this situation, but luckily all it took me was a trip to Home Depot and $5. After completing this project, I would say that this was honestly the easiest part, and it would probably be a lot easier if I didn't have my toddler climbing on me, but hey, this is natural mom life in the wild. Now, even though he's not that helpful, he sure is cute. Now, this was the most exciting part for me in the project because I really started to see my vision come to life. I've linked all the products that I use on my LTK and my Amazon storefront. I thought I'd be able to do all this in a 2-part series, but I'm actually going to make it into a 3-part. So part 3, we're going to be painting. I'll go over paintbrushes and techniques that I used, as well as putting up all the wall decor and the final reveal. Make sure you guys stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss it. It is so good. Welcome back to part 3 of my DIY project working on this accent wall. In part 2, I put up the wainscoting. In part 1, I went ahead and purchased all of the items needed, as well as gave the information for this exact paint color. Painting was such an exciting part of the process because I knew that I was approaching the finish line, despite all of the roadblocks it took to get me to this point. I went with an eggshell finish because it was giving the rich luxury vibe that I was going for. This part of the process was actually pretty simple. I will say, though, it does take a little bit more time and finesse on the actual wainscoting portion, just because the texture is different, so it takes a lot more time. Pro tip for this part of the process is get you a roller brush as well as a flat angled brush. Now on to day 3 and another set of jammies. I am ready to put the final touches up on the wall. You're supposed to wait a full 24 hours. My patience did not allow me to do that. I waited about 13. The frames are 16 by 20, which makes the photo 11 by 14, and I purchased a 16-inch museum light. I linked everything on my Amazon storefront that you would need for this entire project. Hi, everybody! The light comes with a remote where you can adjust the settings and put it on a timer, but let's get into the wall. Are we kidding?
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
My husband has no idea I'm doing this, but he flies into town today. So before I go pick him up from the airport, I do all the last minute touches. I remove the painter's tape, clean the artwork. Chef's kiss.
Oh my God. Dang it. That is fire.
Isn't it
This is nice. Man, you did this by yourself?
Yes.
I know you. This is nice.